I beg your pardon?
This video is brought to you by the Spider Combat Arena. Support the Kickstarter today.
Oh my goodness. So let me just start off by saying this, and that is the biggest harm to the Republican Party in attempts to reaching out to Black America is going to be Black Republicans. That is correct. That is Lord in heaven. Because if these individuals just knew the truth, right? If they just had someone to tell them, hey, that's not true. You know, these are the policies that are negatively affecting Black people. This is why reparations are so important, and it's a debt that's been owed. This is why, you know, the sentiments, this is why we feel this way about, you know, Democrats and keep voting. If they just had someone to tell them the truth, then, you know, I would argue this country would be in a different place. It would be in a different position. But that's not the case, because what these individuals do is that they fold. They cower under pressure. They just simply tell these saltines what they want to hear. They tell racists what they want to hear. And in return, what happens? Nothing. That's absolutely nothing. Now, to be fair, the reason why, you know, you have a Candace Owens and the rest of them is because, well, if they tell them the truth, right, we have a Sonny Johnson who tells them, hey, if y'all actually believe about conservative principles and conservative values, then you should be going out and doing outreach in these Black neighborhoods, okay, and trying to take over, you know, from the evil left. If you're not doing that, then you're lying to me.
How is the conservative movement, Republicans in general, how are we getting that messaging wrong?
Completely, actually. But if you go back to the idea of us now examining that Black men have a conservative streak, I told conservatives that 5 years ago, like 5 years ago. And every single one was telling me I had lost my mind. They told me I was crazy. They told me I was seeing something that was imaginary. If 5 years ago, this movement would have looked at Black men and said they are capitalists, if they had looked at Black men and said that they want to be the heads of their households, they want to be fathers to their children, they want to be coaches to their little league teams, if they had looked at Black men as something more than a conservative stereotype and talking point, we would not be here talking about the failure of the last 4 years when it comes to Black America.
Damn, guess what happens? Mom knows, bye-bye, gone, no longer at CPAC. So you have to understand that they're fork-tongued devils. They talk about, hey, we want truth and we want to help the community. And at the same time, they only hire people that are going to reinforce their negative stereotypes, their racial prejudice, their animus towards Black people. That's what they do. At this point, y'all should just leave Black Republicans alone, because they not do anything. There's no benefit. You don't need to have Black Republicans in the Republican Party. You don't. To be honest with you, we all know it's predominantly as far as for white races. That's who you guys promote. That's who you guys advocate for. So what are we doing? I know you guys don't even want to pay them. You don't want to pay these fools to say these things because it doesn't mean anything, right? White people are like, okay, that's cool, you know. And then, you know, the Black people are like, okay, that's cool, right? So they're having no impact on the political discourse because they're just regurgitating what you tell them to. So it's just like, oh, that's kind of sad. It's like seeing a dog do a trick. It's like, I'm not going to give credit to the dog. I'm like, oh, I know someone trained the dog to do that, because dogs normally don't stand on their hind legs, right, and clap. They don't do that, or beg for food. That's not what they do. So I know somebody trained this dog. That's what, you know, most of us see when we see, a Candace Owens, when we see, you know, any of these immigrants, when we see, you know, Larry Elder. That's what we see, a trained dog. Damn. And I say that to say this, because there is this clip on Fox News that has gone viral. And it's this poor little white guy, and he's talking about, hey, did you see how Blacks are going away from Biden? All right, they're going away from Biden. And sure enough, all right, Sure enough, Trump does this genius move, okay? He does this genius move. And you guys want to know what the genius move is to get black votes? He creates sneakers. That's correct.
I was on social media last night. Very interesting. As you see black support eroding from Joe Biden, this is connecting with black America.
And as everyone knows, well, black people just have a proclivity to sneakers, right? That's what this man says. He's like, it's genius, okay? They love sneakers. They love them, all right? Especially, he goes, it's really popular in the urban areas. And you know what? He's reaching them on a whole nother level. He's reaching them far beyond politics, okay? Culture always wins politics.
Because they love sneakers. They're into sneakers. They love this is a big deal, certainly in the inner city. So when you have Trump roll out his sneaker line, they're like, wait a minute, this is cool. He's reaching them on a level that defies and is above politics. The culture always trumps politics. And Trump understands culture like no politician I've ever seen.
Now, tell me you don't have not one black friend that is not a tap dancing Sambo. Tell me. Tell me without telling me, bruh. This is the craziest thing I've heard. Now, immediately, what do these evil demons go and say? Well, will it translate to votes, huh? Will it translate to votes?
Will that translate into them going out and voting for Donald Trump?
And this dude, he's so giddy with it. He's so giddy with it. He's just like, well, listen. All right, if they're willing to buy $400 sneakers, absolutely they're going to vote for him.
Anybody willing to put $400 down for a pair of sneakers? Yeah, I think that's commitment and love.
It's hope
something.
You're right.
It's something. It's affection.
And I'm just like, y'all are really freaking lost. You guys are lost in your own, in the sauce. You guys are smelling your farts and thinking they smell good. And it's just crazy how detached they are from the real world. When it comes to white America, they know every single thing that's going on. Hey, this is anti-white racism. This is horrible. They're teaching kids to hate white people. All that. When it comes to black people, they're just like, sneakers and watermelon. Isn't that right, Candace? Yep, that's correct. That's the problem with the culture. It's the culture promotes sneakers and watermelons. Well, you see, you heard it there. You heard it straight from her. Okay, I think she knows a little bit about black culture. And that's the cycle of these nimwits. And I want you to grasp the irony in all of this, the racist irony in all of this, because I want you to understand what they constantly want to say. Democrats ain't doing nothing for y'all, okay? They not doing anything. And here, right, you have one group who tries to buy your vote via saying, I don't know, BLM flags. Okay, that's what they're saying. You have one group trying to say, hey, we're going to give you BLM flags. That's why you should vote for us. And then you have another group saying, hey, we're gonna create sneakers for you. That's correct. Hey, did you not see the sneakers? We're communicating with you. We know what you guys want. And some of the sneakers, they have a little watermelon keychain. I mean, come on now. All right, what more do we have to do to get your vote, huh? Come on, tell me. I just, bro, I would be upset if it wasn't so damn hysterical, because this is just disrespect. This is honestly what this is. This is genuine and unadulterated in its raw, purest form, disrespect. You think you can buy our vote with sneakers, fam? How much of a racist do you have to be? How badly do you have to hate black people to think that you can buy our vote with a sneaker? Tell me that you have no black people around you, okay? None that aren't tap dancing paid Sambos. Tell me that without telling me that. Because for him to even mention that, spew that out of his mouth, and no one check him, no one on the panel say, I don't know. I don't know if you can buy the vote with sneakers. I don't know if that's really communicating with the struggles and the issues that black Americans have in this country. Maybe, I hear what you're saying, but I think it may be a little more nuance than that. Something, right? Something. No, they all the supremacists all just nod their head. Oh, yeah. But what about the votes? That's what we care about. We don't care about the sneakers. What about the votes? Just wicked, bro. Just wicked, vile, vile creatures. I don't know what to tell you. That's got to be the biggest insult in quite some time. The biggest insult in quite some time. And I want you to understand, they do this to no other group. No other group. Now you have to understand, the white Republicans don't want to do anything for the vote. When it comes to accountability and lift yourself up by the bootstraps and all that hard work, that is what they sell the Negro. Okay, that's what they sell us. And you have to understand just the lackadaisical approach that they have, where it's just so nonchalant, where it's like, well, if they vote for us, great. If they don't, whatever. It means nothing to them. Absolutely nothing. And it's goodness gracious, just saying stuff like that. It just goes to show how disconnected. And it just goes to show, I don't know how you can be black and have this be the party that represents you. I don't know. Because they don't want you. They don't want your vote. They employ only people who cause harm and spread misinformation and racist stereotypes and tropes about you. I just don't know how you can embrace such a party. I just don't know, unless you're completely A, ignorant, or B, you're just doing it for a check, okay? That's what it seems to be the case. Now, when it comes to Sleepy Joe Biden, that is a whole nother story. I think what black people need to do is put their foot down. There needs to be some representation so these people understand the repercussions for their inaction. Okay, they may give us lip service. We understand what you're going through. We understand what's blah, 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 blah. But they, when it comes to action, that's what they're missing. That's the issue. Now, when it comes to other, it's pointless. But goodness gracious. Anyways, guys, that's the video. Let me know what you guys think. Whether or not you believe, Lucas, but don't you all like sneakers? I thought you all liked sneakers, chicken and watermelon. I mean, right? Isn't that how we get the black vote? Right? I mean, that's what Candace Owens told me. Or if you haven't believed, y'all should be shut down, to be honest with you. Because no other group would you ever disrespect in such a manner, right? You wouldn't say, hey, Trump came out with a new dreidel. What more do we need to get the Jewish vote? He came out with a dreidel with a T on it. I mean, come on now. He's reaching them on another level beyond politics. He's getting to the culture. He's tapping in. You wouldn't say that, okay? You wouldn't say that. So just put some respect on our name. Just put some respect on our name. That's it. That's really it. Or better yet, leave our name out your mouth. How about that? Nevertheless, if you happen to disagree with this video, you're more than welcome to call in during disagreement days, which are typically held Friday through Sunday. There'll be a number on screen. You call in, we duke it out. Either or. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, please feel free to like, share, comment. Let me know what y'all think about this one. Goodness gracious. Share and subscribe. And all that fun stuff. Until next time, guys, be amazing. What more do we have to do to get your vote, huh? Come on, tell me.